And good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's doing good today. I know it's been quite some time since I've been on the stream. Hope you all haven't missed me too much. But this morning we're going to be checking out some Star Citizen. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with the gaming news, but this is a game in development by Chris Roberts, who did the Wing Commander series. And just recently they released the Hangar app. There's been tons of people streaming and putting info out on YouTube. And I'm a little slow and late getting on here showing off. But I figured we'd show off my little hangar. This is using the Crytek 3 engine that runs the Crysis games. There's some posters on the wall here that I bought in the store, which I will be showing off in a little bit. I only have 2 ships in my hangar of the 3 that I have purchased. The Constellation there and the 315P over here. The reason why I only have 2 is because the third one I own is too large to fit in any of the hangars that they've released so far. Matter of fact, I believe they stated that it is going to be a orbit dock ship. The huge freighter, the Starfarer. This ship here, the 315P, is the Explorer model of the 300 series, which is touted to be the BMW spaceships of the series. Some nice animations to get in and out of the ship. Oops, well, it helps if you don't try to walk up the ladder if you want to show the animation. One of the stretch goals of the game gave them the option to purchase a motion capture studio. So we expect to see a lot of good character animations. Got a little bitty cargo area with this ship. Don't think we were going to have any access to anything back there. That ties directly into the thruster system. But right here, this compartment where the U's arrow is pointed at is actually a bed. The animations for that isn't enabled at the moment, though. And in fact, this U's is actually trying to open up that door there. And they haven't put in where we can close the doors once we get in, but I figure that's because we can't actually turn on the ship once we get into it. You can see it's got some nice fluid movements here. It's supposed to be activating the ship, but it's not really activating it. For some reason, there we go. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. You can see he's actually using the foot pedals. And if I hit the F1 key twice, we can change the camera angle. I believe if we hold the K key, we can actually pan around. And hold the camera there and hit the F key. You can see an outside view of him shutting the system down and exiting the pilot chair. Now this animation here is a little funky. And actually open up that door for some reason. It's supposed to default, I heard, to third-person view when you go down the ladder, but it's not exactly working. You can see he's all up in the ladder instead of attaching to it properly. This is extremely early alpha build of the engine. Chris Roberts has stated that this is actually something he wouldn't even show to a publisher if they were going the normal publisher route. You can see you got a little rubber banding of his feet here. It's like he's got flubber on the bottom of his shoes. If anyone remembers that old Disney movie. Oh yeah, over here is a buggy. This is something that I bought in the store. And I think before I showcase the Constellation, I'll talk a little bit about the store. They have enabled in the second patch, or is it the first patch, for the Hangar mod, a store called Voyager Direct. This is supposed to be the in-game store, but you gotta go through the website to activate it currently. So it's the out-of-the-game in-game store. And they tout it as being the lore equivalent of a futuristic Amazon. And you got some cosmetic stuff, decorations, although you may be able to use this workbench for crafting later on in the game. They haven't really talked too much about the workbench. Yep, some different posters. You can see I bought these two. They gave us 5,000 creds for downloading the app, and then I got 2,000 because of a stretch goal, I think it was. And then there was some uproar in the community about the prices of stuff in the store and having to spend real-world money to buy extra credits to buy these weapons, which are really low-end weapons, something that you're supposed to be able to purchase in the game once the game comes out. It's not nothing that's pay to win. It's going to give you an unfair advantage over anyone. They just put that in there for people to test, but then they wanted you to pay real money for it, so that kind of rubbed people wrong. So they gave everybody an extra 5,000 credits, and they're supposed to be looking at the prices in the store in general and making some adjustments. And if you had bought something in the store and the price dropped, they're planning on reimbursing you with some store the difference in store credit, so you shouldn't feel like you're being gypped. And of course, that's the buggy that we just saw inside the store. 20,000 credits equals out to be about $20 in US dollars, which is a little exuberant, but it's the buggy. I mean, who doesn't want to jet around? And it helps further the game development, so I didn't really mind too much. And it's pretty fun to drive. It's a little weird to control with the mouse and keyboard. It's a little super sensitive. I may need to adjust some settings. It's easier to control if you have a Xbox controller, or you can go into the third-person view and it's a little smoother. And I don't know what it is on the keyboard commands, but if you have the Xbox controller, you can turn on the lights. And it's got two different horn sounds for some reason. Oh, like I said, it's a little sensitive. You can run over canisters. Somebody actually blew up one of their ships. I believe it was the Hornet, by ramming it with the buggy there. And I got it stuck. Alright, let's get out of there. Yeah, the buggy. Come on. There we go. And look at that thing go. It's possessed. And another reason for the store, like I said, was to buy those weapons so you could test it out and you can interact with the stuff you bought. I haven't bought any weapons. It's too expensive for my taste. I'd rather them give it to us free to test. But once you start getting engine mods and weapons and other things to outfit your ship, you'll interact with it through this panel here. You hold down the tab key, you can turn the cursor green, then you can grab your ship, pop it in here, and then it'll show all the weapon hard points. You mouse over it, it shows you what's there. And if you were to want to switch it out, let's see, you go to weapons. I say I don't have any over here, but you can grab it. Come on. And drag it over there, and it takes it off, and now it's sitting over here in your inventory. Hey, Locash. No, they have not stated when the character animations for the Connie will be fully enabled. They've been slowly turning on character animations for all the ships. I believe the Aurora now has all the animations, and there's another one I saw on the forums that someone had stated that they had added some new animations to. So they're working on it slowly but surely. But we knew that this was going to be an ongoing we knew that this was going to be ongoing up until the game goes live, so they're constantly going to be adding new stuff to it. And we don't have anything in the power or the thruster category yet, though if I were to go back to the other ship, put that one up here, I can take the power plant out of this one. And disable it. So the ship looks really funny like that, but it doesn't look like it actually. And my buggy is still humping the 300i. But it doesn't seem to actually take it off the ship currently, though the thing would probably just fall apart if it did. That's true, they do have to keep us interested until the dogfights go live. And I can't remember when we're supposed to get the planet side modular. I kind of wish that one would come out before the dogfighting one. So that would tie in with the hangar module really smoothly, because I believe that doorway there is where we go to the bar. Now, you asked about the turrets and the wings. You can actually activate the top turret on the Constellation. I did it earlier, and you can see my elevator is raised, and it's not supposed to be, because it actually glitches. And I'll actually ride this back down so people can see what it looks like. Got a actual pressure seal. I like that. This is the kitchen area, and that's actually supposed to be raised up into the ceiling, and that seat is supposed to fold up. And I think these handrails are supposed to slide down into the floor once the elevator raises, so it doesn't impede the table there. This is all animations they have yet to put live into the Connie yet. But yeah, if you sit up in the chair, as you can see, I glitched it out because it's facing the wrong way. You sit in the chair and hit the 1 key, it's supposed to activate the turret. Now, I have hotkeyed my OBS to change the key to that. If I actually hit the 1 key. So if I do this real fast, there you can see that the turret is up and rotating. And if you hold down the K key and move the mouse, you can change the camera angle, although it's a little funky. But that's as close as we can get to actually getting into the turret. And if you look down, I believe you can see me actually sitting on the ground because we're not supposed to have access to it. And hit the F key to get out of the chair, and it folds the turret back up. And give it a few seconds and it should kick me out onto the floor. Come on. There we go. Now this big thing here, I thought it was supposed to be like another hard point for a turret. But it doesn't seem like it. I went back into the jump point and tried to research it, and I couldn't find anything in the notes saying that it was supposed to be a turret, so I guess that's supposed to be the hydrogen scoop, which you will use to do emergency refuel of your ship if you get stranded out in space. And no problem, Locash. I had to do some research myself and try to figure out how to get that turret to open up, because I've seen people with screenshots with it out, and there's a forum actually. I will show the link to it. You can read that at the top of the screen. There's actually a forum post where they've listed all the keybind discoveries found so far for the Hangar mod. Actually, I will cut that and I will paste it into chat. There you go. So make sure you hotkey that, save that. Get back in here. And of course these are the 2 turrets, which I thought that the Constellation was only going to come with the top turret and the bottom turret was going to be like a add-on pack, but it looks like it's fully rendered in this one that we paid for. So that's pretty cool. But it only seems to have 1 chair. Could have swore in the concept art that there was like 2 chairs, and 1 down here, and then 1 sitting at deck level. And if you sat in it, then that deck one would go up. Yeah, there was a warning, I believe, on that web page I linked that said that it may crash it. My bad, I should have warned you of that. I have no head. Okay. Get out of here so it's set up the way it's supposed to be. And there hasn't been any word yet on what these two other stations are going to be for. Wish there was a walk feature. Seem to be running everywhere. And this is the cargo bay of the Connie. Seems to be less space than some people had envisioned it to be. And there's some complaints about the layout of the Connie as a whole on the forums. You know, some people want that the bathroom is actually, this is the bathroom, by the way, which is closed off for some reason. And some people want the bathroom to be all the way up here in front of the kitchen. And same thing with the beds. These coffin things are the beds, which we're supposed to be able to have an animation of us actually being able to climb up in there and lay down. These also function as escape pods. You can see the thrusters there on the outside. But the complaint about that stuff being in the bag is that they don't want to have to run through the cargo bay stumbling over their stuff. But all the pictures that they've showed of the cargo bay, when you have cargo in it, shows that there's a corridor right through the center here that's open. That when you put cargo in here, they're actually like putting rectangular cargo containers right here and then right here. You can see when the ceiling's lower, like they would fit in snug right there. And it would leave you an open corridor to get your way to the back. And this, and the floor, is actually the access point for the P-52 Merlin snub fighter. You can just barely make it out down there. And I think they could save some extra space by actually lowering this external cockpit thing down so it actually fits snugly over the cockpit of the fighter down there. But that's a minor issue. Something that could be easily tweaked. And these things right here are supposed to be the personal containers, you know, where you would put your extra clothes and whatnot. Whether or not we'll actually be able to activate, open that up, interact with it, I haven't heard anything said about that. And these are some docking collars where you can dock with another ship in space, or presumably if you land on a planet, you may hook up to like a station or something through the docking collar on the side. And I'm hoping that this right here is actually an airlock, so that when you're flying around, it'll close off the bridge from the rest of the ship in case of battle damage and decompression. That was another complaint people had with the design, that it's too open from front to back, with the risk of being whisked out into space if you get a hull breach. And that's pretty much all. I didn't notice that. It goes up to nothing. Actually, I think there is a docking collar on the top of the ship. Oh, that's a docking collar. So, anyone got any questions about the hangar or about the game in general? Yeah, it's not a complete simulation. It's just to give us a little taste, since 8 months into the project. They just want to show that they are actually working on the game, and that they have something to show, that it's actually not just a money grab. And people have been really blown away from what comments I've seen about the game, about the ships. But dang it, I keep bumping my head. I actually knew how this was going to look before the release. In June, I went down to Austin for the 24-hour live stream and hung out with the people at Cloud Imperium for 24 hours. A lot of good people. And you can really see the enthusiasm and the love they have for their jobs and how they want to make something special for everyone. They're just as much fans as we are. And that's how you jump on top of your Connie, if you were wondering how to get up here. Now, I just wish that once you were up here, there was a way that you could open up the turret and watch it up close. And you can see it's not actually supposed to be interacted with it the way I did. It's not sitting in its area flush like it's supposed to be. And you can see this rail right here is actually so that these two thrusters on top can slide together when the ship is in cruise mode. Makes the ship more streamlined. And actually these VTOL fans, this wing right here, and the other one on the other side actually slides back when it goes into cruise mode. And I think those thrusters on the bottom may raise up and slide in slightly. They showed us an animation of that when I was down in Austin for the 24-hour live stream. All the animations are actually working. I just don't know why they haven't activated it for the Hangar modular for us, because we saw it running in the game, in the engine when we was down there. And these thrusters actually swivel and rotate. The ones on top can turn side to side, left to right, and I believe the ones on the bottom actually kind of tilt vertically up and down. And the way they twist, it's supposed to enable you to be able to turn 180 degrees. So this is a big ship, but it's supposed to be pretty maneuverable. And that's pretty much it as far as the Hangar. Oh, one more thing. The deluxe Hangar, which is what I got, comes with an elevator. I believe the other hangars have ladders that you can climb up to a raised up walkway. And that door opens up. And later on, we're supposed to be able to invite our friends to our hangars. They haven't really clarified if that means someone else that's a backer, or if I could send an email to my buddy who's kind of interested in the game, sitting on the fence, which I think would be really cool. That would be a really good way to get someone who may not be fully convinced to spend the money on the game this early into the project to actually become a backer. And this would be a pretty cool social hangout in of itself. And you got quite a bit of room up here. And this is one of the smaller deluxe hangars I've seen people posting videos on. I said I just have the Connie and then the two bays on the bottom. But I really would like to hang out with my buddies up here. So nice if they could let us jump over the edge. And that's about it for the hangar. It's not a lot to see and interact with just yet. but they're supposed to be slowly adding more features to it. Ah, yeah, you can jump over the elevator. And is my buggy upside down? You can also look at the buggy. You can actually drive your buggy into the elevator, though it falls through the floor halfway up. Yeah, that's a driving accident that I'd hate to have to explain to the insurance company. Well, how'd you do that, sir? I wonder if it'll let me get in the buggy. Nope. Oh, there we go. We just kick the wheels and flip it over. Oh, you can actually move the crates. Okay, well, I think that's wrong key. I think that's about all I'm going to show on the hangar at the moment. I hope you enjoyed this brief little look at it. I'm actually thinking about buying a freelancer later on, so if I do, I may jump back on here later at a later date and showcase that ship as well. I'm actually going to stop the stream briefly while I switch over to another game. I could just start playing another game, but I actually want to have this as a separate video file so I can upload it on YouTube or something. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to play, but if you liked what you see, I hope I'll see you in a little bit. And take care and have a good day.